What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and we're actually here in the basement live for day 2 of August, where we will be streaming a fantasy football draft once a day from now until kickoff. Today, I will be honest, this was a bit of a last-minute stream. We're going to build towards the marathon streams, towards high-stakes streams, but I will be honest, I am working on the rankings on the back end. Done with the top 60. By tomorrow, the top 200 will be done. After this, I have to leave for my buddy's graduation party. Shout out my boy Pete. He graduated law school. Have to pull up to that. I get to pull up to that. I'm happy to pull up to that. But that's why we are here, right now, getting a draft in at 4 p.m. sharp. Just kind of out of nowhere. Sometimes you guys know how August works. Sometimes I'll schedule these. Sometimes I'll just pop up out of nowhere. Today's one of those days where I pop up out of nowhere. I think I scheduled this thing 5 minutes ago. Well, let's hop into an underdog draft here. As always, use promo code RON. They will match your first deposit up to $1,000. And you can find the link in the description, pinned at the top of the live chat, or pinned at the top of the comment section down below. It'll take you to Underdog. You can use promo code RON, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. You can hop in here and draft with us all summer long. As always, I don't know how many times I got to say this. If you look at the calendar and it says August, I will be streaming. I will say, a little bummed I haven't posted a video yet in August, but we will have a video tomorrow, and then we're going to get into the role of, video every other day, video daily. You guys know I did a little too much spreadsheet work to do videos daily, but we're going to get into a rhythm here. We're going to get into a little bit of a flow here. Let's hop into one of these drafts. We're going to do a BBM. Why not? We'll have guests eventually in these two. But yeah, we'll do a BBM. I'm behind on BBMs, 20-second per pick. If anybody wants to hop in with us, I'll give you guys a countdown, I guess. I haven't done this in a while, but we'll go 3, 2, 1, bang. Oh, we got 6 spots if anybody wants to hop in here. How's it going, though? We got Cole Bryant in here. We got Devin DeZosa in here. DWB Mania. That's some of the best part of doing these in August is seeing the same names from last year. Like, I recognize DWB Mania. I mean, Among Us, he's always in the chat. I know you, of course. What's going on? We got Don't Scrap with Texas. We got Dakota whatever. Dakota Blessing. We got Victor Garcia. How was SmackDown? SmackDown was sweet. Really, the whole point of SmackDown was to go there and see John Cena, because I've been to plenty of wrestling events, but I've never seen John Cena in person. This was the last time to do it. Hey, we got the 101? Hell yeah. I'm loving that. I will say the 101 does kind of feel cursed, but I want Jamar Chase in every draft if possible. I just do. And also, let me know if any of you guys are in this draft. Let me know. And I will say, I got to stop assuming all of you guys know what a Best Ball Mania draft is. It's on Underdog. I should know how much money goes to first. Yeah, $2 million to first place, $25 to enter. It is half PPR, Best Ball, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight end, 10 bench spots. And here we are. Of course, we got the Influencer 101. Hell yeah. In desperate need of my favorite rankings. Here's, Logan, this is what I was thinking about. I have my top 60 done. Would it be a help to you guys on Patreon? Like, do you want me to just post my top 60 right now and just at least give you, like, the bare bones of where I'm headed? And then update it with the top 100, and then update it with the top 200, and then update it once I have the checklist and everything like that? Like, do you want me to kind of, give you the crumbs as I'm finishing up this weekend? Because I do know some of you guys are drafting. Like, with a top 60 top 60, maybe like top 100 by tomorrow around like 10, 11 a.m. Like, does that help you out? And then I'm hoping to have the top 200 done by like tomorrow in the afternoon. Because you guys got to remember, I don't want to take any shots. I do think there are some people out there who make rankings and they just kind of slap them all together. Like, for me, I'm genuinely painstakingly looking through. Like, I worked, right now it's 4 p.m. I've been at my desk since like 8 or 9 p.m. or 8 or 9 a.m. and I only have my top 60 done. But it's gonna be quicker once you get into the deeper rounds. It's whatever. But like I'm painstakingly thinking through, like, if I'm at the 106 and these are the options, who am I taking? And I think you guys appreciate that, but it does make it so like it takes me days to get a fresh set of rankings fully updated. Here for the FFPC 350s. We'll definitely run a few of those. First round has gone Jamar Chase, Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Gibbs, Puka, McCaffrey, Nico Collins. Really nothing out of left field just yet. This man is unhinged. You guys haven't even seen anything yet, fellas. We got Moody in here. We got Bindles in here. We got Catman Jesus. We got Adam Davis. We got Clean Dirt at the 105. Hell yeah. Malachi Corley worth an ad in Dynasty? No. We got Rye Guy in here. What's going on? Is it okay to take CD and Pickens on the same team in a 2 wide receiver, 1 flex? I think only if you're getting a value on Pickens. When the starting lineup's that shallow, it becomes a little tough. You love 4 and 5. Your buddy's in there in spot 11. Okay. I'm in alive on my lunch break. Hell yeah. Working on a Saturday. Grinding. No, I'm at the 101 spot. John Cena hyping up the crowd last night. I didn't love the heel turn. Or not the heel turn, but the face turn again. I wasn't a big fan. You would love that? Okay. Consider that I'll have my top 60 out on Patreon very, very soon. It's not going to be tiered or anything, but it will be kind of the... I'll kind of, like I said, I'll spoon feed you guys kind of the bare bones. I know people are drafting this weekend. And then the official like top 200 will be out by tomorrow in the afternoon. We got Peter Urker in here. You're saying as well that would help? Okay. But yeah, the Cena thing was tough. I think... I don't know. I was happy to see him, of course. I think that, him coming in was sick. I don't know. We're in the second round, so I don't want to talk too much about wrestling off the top here, but I don't know. The face turn kind of seemed unearned is kind of what I would say. But whatever. I'll hype up Cena no matter what. Who's going to come back to us here? See, it's always tough because at the 2-3 turn, I like the Bengals pieces. Like, I like Chase Brown and I like T. Higgins. But I'm not dying to take either of them next to Chase. What do you got, ladies first? Is it going to be JT? Jacobs. We're going to go JT first here for sure. And then for me, it's really tough between T and Trey McBride here. Trying to think through what we might want to do there. So I feel like every Chase team is going to have T and Chase, but yeah, we'll just lean fully into the Bengals. We'll do it. That's fine. You could have maybe talked me into McBride there. Like I'm not upset at getting one of the top 5 passing offenses in the NFL. It just feels like every 101 is going to look exactly like this. You don't got to rush it. But yeah, I'll just sort of update you guys as I finish benchmarks. Like again, I'll do top 60 today, top 200 sometime tomorrow morning, and then top 200 when it's all finished. Would you take Gibbs over CeeDee Lamb? I would. See, in the rankings update today, Gibbs is my 102 as my RB1 right now. I just think he's that good. And if you start out the gate 2 running backs off the bat, like I don't hate that either. My ideal back into the second round, if I take Gibbs at 2, like I said, I'm actually fine going. Like I think that wow, that's an early Amarian Hampton. But for me, like there's a clear tier of JT, Jacobs, Chase Brown, Bucky Irving that I would love to pair with Gibbs, and you can go 2 running backs up top and then kind of punt the position rest of the way. And then I also don't mind, like if Tyreek can get there or Ladd can get there, I like that as well. And I don't mind T either. But then after that, you're looking at McBride and then the elite quarterbacks. Like I'm not a huge fan of Garrett Wilson. Like that, I like Hampton, but this is early for Hampton. JSN, Marv, Devontae. Like I'm not trying to pair. Like if I take Gibbs here, I'm not crazy about any of those options here. Like I'd rather one of the elite quarterbacks there, if I'm being honest. We got the Bear in here. What's going on? That's another name that I recognize. New to Dynasty this year, do you have a good rec to evaluate trades? It's a good question. It's tough. There's not many good ones. Like, I don't know. Keep trade cut's kind of garbage. I also have the Flock guys, too. The Flock fantasy one's not bad either. But I don't know. They're all biased. Fantasy Calc's not bad either. JT's a smash. I'm not crazy about JT, but again, I think for me, there's just a very big tier break from Bucky, Chase, Jacobs, JT to Hampton, Brees, Kyron, Cook, like Kenneth Walker types. And I would just rather get them early in terms of like this late second area. McBride, Allen too early at the 2-3 turn. No, I'm fine with both of those options. I just like T so much that's why that was tough. But like once T goes off the board, like if I was picking here at 26, for me it's McBride or the elite quarterbacks there. Are you doing a league with the Patreon? 100%. That'll probably be like the last weekend of the summer. But we always do a really fun league on the Patreon where we do 4 different leagues that meet up for a tournament style. 4 leagues, all the playoff guys get put into a playoff, and it's really fun. For like, it's like $100 to play, and then the overall prize is like $1,000. It's pretty sweet. How was Taylor available at 24? I got lucky. I'd say. All right, let me actually see who the hell's on the board. So Rashee Rice is hanging out. One of these days, I'll be in position to grab... What's his name? I want more George Pickens, but he keeps going higher. See, that's 1,000 IQ play here, taking Hurts. Because I would have loved the Hurts Devontae stack, but now we're going to for sure go Rashee Rice. And then we have a tough decision of this next pick. I don't like Hubbard. I'm not taking any of these running backs. Like, this is something that really was tough for me today, is ranking this whole tier of receivers of like Waddle, Flowers, Hunter, Ridley, Sutton, Metcalf. We're going to take Waddle here. I want more Waddle. Maybe I should think about certain stacking options or whatever, but I just don't have the mental capacity for that right now. Let me look up. I don't know. I should have my rankings pulled up here, my top 60 or whatever. Let's see. It's not even that the tier of receivers is gross. It's just that I don't have a super strong opinion of how to rank them, you know? And maybe that's bad of me to admit as a content creator, but like, the difference between Metcalf, Jameson Williams, Jalen Waddle, George Pickens, Devontae Smith, like all of those guys are, they project the exact same. It just comes down to personal preference. Let me see. I think I might have had Waddle first. I had Hunter there. But the reason I strayed away from Hunter is because, one, I have a lot of them, and two, with Rashee Rice, like us not getting his production early on, I don't want to stack on another. Like, it's a similar profile to Hunter in that they're both not going to score early on in the fantasy season, you know? But yeah, we will be doing a league on the Patreon. What am I missing right now? What's your favorite spot to pick from in a 12-man half PPR home league? I always get this question, man, and I got to be honest. Like, I was actually talking to one of my buddies today where he's going to a party to, and I'm all for this. Like, I think the whole point of fantasy football is the glue that holds your friend group together. It truly does. So I'm all for meeting up to do some kind of fun game for draft order. But what I kind of told him is like, I just don't think it matters, you know? I think every year we have a certain idea of like, where's the good spot? Where's the bad spot? And it really just comes down to, did you pick in the spot where you drafted the guy you needed, right? Last year, did you pick in the back half of the draft and get Saquon? You know, did you pick in the front half of the draft and, you know, get Jamar Chase? Like, it truly just comes down to, did you get the guy you needed? And we never really know where those guys pop up. I think the only thing we do know is that the 101 has been weak recently, but not always. Like the year, I think it was 2023 where McCaffrey popped off. He was like the 104, right? So I just think it's luck of the draw thing. And I at least play with the mindset that no matter where I'm drafting from, I am confident I can build a good team. Maybe that's a cop-out answer, but I don't know. I don't buy the idea that like there's a like we think we know everything. Like we think, oh, this back half of the draft is sick. Well, what happens if like Brian Thomas gets turf toe and Ashton Genty has Bijan Robinson's rookie year? You know, like anything can happen in a given year. I try not to get too hung up on draft order or draft pick. You know, let me know if that makes sense. I don't know if man. See, this is where I'm trying to think of where I could have taken a running back earlier. If Walker made it back to us, I would have taken Walker, but I wasn't a fan of any of the running backs at this 4-5 turn. So now we're the 6-7 turn looking at running back here. And I'm not crazy about any of them, if I'm being honest. Let's go, you know, we're kind of already betting on the Chiefs. Let's take a late 6 Pacheco here. I'm coming around on Pacheco. We missed out on... You know what? We missed out on Burrow, so I'm actually just going to take Mahomes here. I don't know how you guys are going to like that. I don't think Mahomes would come back to us. Maybe I could have played the ADP game and saw if he would have fallen, but I don't think so. Pick 85 ADP. There's a team with Worthy that is looking for Mahomes. Somebody could take Kelsey in this area and stack with Mahomes. So I don't know. We have Mahomes to Pacheco. Again, we whiffed on Burrow because this guy took an unstacked Burrow, you know, whatever. I'm not one of those guys who's going to cry about that. But we have 4 wide receivers deep. I don't love the running backs in this area, so we're just going to take Pacheco, stack him to Mahomes, stack Rashi to Mahomes, and kind of call that a day. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about that. You said, damn, Gibbs over Bijan. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I know Bijan projects for a better workload, but I just like the Lions' environment more. Like, the Falcons' offense might not score that many touchdowns, and I also just think Gibbs is a better... Like, it's tough because they're both good players, but I do think that Gibbs is the better player. It's just the most electric running back right now in football. And I think that he still has a lot left in the tank in terms of receiving upside based on what we thought of him coming out of school. And you might say, well, he's in his third year. Who cares what he was in school? He's still a young ascending player growing into his prime. So I do think that if we saw, especially with a new offensive coordinator, if we saw the true upside of his receiving skills of, 70-plus catches, 80-plus catches, we'll see. And really, the video that's coming out tomorrow, you guys have asked about it, the legendary running back video, that'll be out tomorrow. And from that research, Gibbs just really pops, man. He really pops. No, I agree. I don't think I would want to start a draft with all 3 Bengals. You're surprised with Puka over Amon-Ra. I don't know. Amon-Ra has the weird lower body injury, and Puka, I think Puka's just a better player. Not lower body injury, but he had a knee scope this offseason. Romer, Burden more likely to be the value on the Bears this year. I like Burden more for the value, but I think they're both really good picks. I keep getting this comment. I mean, Zach's great on PMT. I'm a big fan, but I keep saying, people keep telling me I look like him. Would I rather pick at the 102 or the 110? See, for me, people love the back end, but I think I'd rather pick at 2 and take Gibbs. I just want Gibbs, I don't want to get caught up on getting 2 players in a good tier or whatever. What if Gibbs is just the guy you need, right? And then you're getting too fancy because you think the back end has all this value, We're getting more draft strategy videos. Oh, brother, come on. If you guys have been subbed for a while, that's a staple of the offseason for me is draft strategy videos. And we've only done one so far. We'll have draft strategy videos covering everything. I did one last week or a week and a half ago. Which shout out to you guys, are doing really well. A lot of people are watching it. But we'll have one on all the strategies I think are viable this year. Is kind of how I'll put it. And then late August we'll do a quick condensed version from kind of the lessons learned of drafting, and I would say expect 1 to 2 draft strategy videos a week moving forward is kind of the goal here. I have him. I have Gibbs and Bijan back to back at 102 and 103. So if you want to put Bijan ahead, you absolutely can. I just lean Gibbs. Waddle was bad, but I think he can bounce back. All right, we are going to first of all take Travis Kelce here and complete our KC stack. Man, the running backs in this range kind of suck. We kind of need a running back. Let's do that. Yeah. I don't love the receivers here. So let's do this. Let's actually just take Cam Scatterbo. I think our stream yesterday, we took Tracy over Scatterbo, but the way this team is constructed where we have JT and Pacheco, I think Scatterbo is a nice upside play. I will say he did get banged up in practice the other day, but I don't think it's like a huge deal. My bad. I'm super behind on the chat right now. Missing out on Burrow stings? Yeah, but it's whatever. Give it the hard work. We appreciate you recognize it. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Did a Burrow T Jamar stack and eliminator even if I lose in week 10? That's a chillin' $500. It's not bad. I don't mind Goff late. The thing, I mean, everyone has their running back doing routes in the backfield, but I'll take any gas. Someone asked you, name someone all time that broke fantasy in your years of doing fantasy. It would be 2019 McCaffrey. It's funny you asked that question because in terms of like breaking fantasy, really what comes to my mind is 2021 Cup, 2019 McCaffrey, and like probably 2017 Todd Gurley. But the reason I say it's funny is we haven't really had like a true breaking in a while. I honestly think that the strength of schedule stuff is overrated. Like we truly, the NFL is so random, man, that I just don't know that we have a good grasp of what schedule is truly that tough. And also, I think it would kind of help the Lions, and I think it would help Gibbs if the Lions were. This is something I got from Fantasy Kosh on Twitter today when we were talking about it, where if the Lions didn't have a big lead in every game, I think that actually helps Gibbs' receiving upside. You know, like if the schedule is tougher and they're trailing in more games and they have to pass the ball more, check down more. They lost some of their offensive line pieces where maybe Goff has less time to throw and he checks it down. I think that would be the ramp. Stafford suffering injury issues again. The offense collapses. No. The Stafford thing is truly a cause for concern, and that's why I've kind of moved Puka down just ever so slightly. I've moved down Devontae ever so slightly, and I'm down to keep moving them down as we get bad news, but also somebody in Peter Schrager that's very tapped into the Rams has been very adamant that they're not super concerned, so I don't know. Why is everyone sleeping on Barkley? I mean, he went 104 here. I have Barkley as my 105. Does that seem fair? Like, I was looking in terms of, like, default rankings, like, at 105, I'll end up with some Saquon, which is the goal. I'm not going to fade him again, obviously. But I also don't know that you should default put him at 101. You take Chase, Bijan, or Gibbs at 101? For me, it's Chase. So, like, Hero RB, me too. Thoughts on Judkins in a Dynasty startup? You sadly just got to move him down. It truly does suck. I was big on him this year. I've said this before. It's an asshole thing to say, but I obviously don't know the guy. I did not expect him to be such a demon off the field, man. That's like the best way I could put it. Let's do. I like Tajay here. I like Njoku too. Like we could just take Njoku as our second tight end and be done at the position if we wanted to. That's what I think we'll do. I think we'll go Njoku. And I think we will go Tyjae Spears and call it a day. Not call it a day, but I mean call it a day at tight end there. And this could be like a 2-7-7-2 build, just like perfectly balanced. I'm thinking through backup quarterbacks right now. Like I think Tua as QB2 would be fine for a 2-7-7-2. Yeah. Maybe a 2-6-8-2. I don't know. I think either or would work. buying into the 3 quarterback meta. Anytime I don't have an elite quarterback, I'm trying to go 3 quarterbacks. I would say after Mahomes, like if I get any quarterback after Mahomes, I'm going 3 quarterbacks most of the time. Unless if I do them back to back, like I wouldn't be opposed to like Kyler Baker and then cutting it off there. But most of the time, if I miss the Mahomes window, I'm stacking it. Did rookie Puka not break fantasy? Not really. Depends what you call breaking fantasy. He had 17 points per game, which is sick, but it's not, like I said, it's not like breaking. You could put 2019 Lamar there too if you wanted to, because you got him so late and he was such a monster. And you could also, now I'm just kind of ranting, but you could also put 2020 Kamara just for like the 5-touchdown Christmas game. Like he had like 25 points per game that year, and then if you had him, he got you to the championship, and then if you got there, he just crushed. Is there a player's jersey you bought that you laugh at owning now? Yeah, Darius Geis. I have a Darius Geis signed jersey and a Johnny Manziel signed jersey that I bought. If you go to like my first video on this channel, you'll see that was the backdrop behind me. You have a Sam Bradford. The thing is, backup quarterback or like obscure quarterback jerseys are sick. Knowing Tyreek is worse than last year, or am I coping? I don't hate it. I'm kind of buying into Tyreek as a late second pick at this point, but I do concede that it's very risky. Super risky. What do you think of late quarterback and tight end this year, aiming for Fields and Warren and Njoku? In a perfect world, I go late at one position and elite at the other, or like better at the other, but I think the deeper the starting lineup, the more that can work, if that makes sense. Like I think in a 2 wide receiver, 1 flex, completely punting off quarterback and tight end is a rough look. Because it makes so much of a percentage of your starting lineup that you're just kind of whiffing on every week. Let's think. What do you got, ladies first? I think I'm going to go... I kind of like to get a receiver here, I think. He goes Dobbs. You could talk me into a running back. We already have 4. I think for sure we go Tua to stack to Waddle, and we call that a day. And then I think we could just go with, like... what do you guys think about Cedric Tillman? We already kind of have some Browns going on. Why not Cedric Tillman? Gibbs, Jefferson, or Saquon at 5. I got Gibbs there. How would I draft differently for weekly winners? I don't know. That's just not my lane. Like I'd ask the DFS guys that. Like the Badge Bros are very good if you're looking for a stream that would kind of cover that. But me, like weekly winners is just so. I've said this before, but like the more vanilla, the better for me in terms of fantasy football. Like I just let me just line up, 3 wide receivers, a flex. None of the fancy stuff. It does suck because I know that there is a few of you guys that would like it really bad in terms of like an auction draft or a like IDP or guillotine or vampire league and I definitely get the appeal. It's just not for me personally. What are your top 3 defenses like in fantasy football? In real life? I will say, I don't know ball and defense like that. I'm going to say in terms of real life, the first one that comes to mind is the Broncos. And then I don't know. Are the Seahawks up there? Is it in an IDP league? Where would you take Travis Hunter? Man, I just, like I said, with the IDP stuff, I don't know. I don't know. Did you make a case for him at 101? I really don't know. Yeah, no, the Kamara touchdown, like 5 touchdowns, and like I think it was literally Christmas. No, I think that was all time. We got Smooth Criminal here. What's going on? Would you rather have an elite quarterback or tight end than a 10-man? Probably elite quarterback for me. That's where I'm starting to lean now. Elite tight end has been really rough since Travis Kelce. I'm optimistic that Bowers could fill that void, or that Trey McBride could fill that void, or that Kittle could have maybe the best season of his life. But we've already kind of seen it with Allen, with Lamar Jackson. They've already done it. They've already been drafted at this price, paid off at this price in a big way. So I think that it's just better there. Let's see. All right, so we're done at quarterback. We're done at tight end. KC, Miami. Start to pull up some Week 17 schedule. Why not? I think the Chiefs play the Broncos, if I'm not mistaken. They do. And the Dolphins play the Bucks. All right. What about, let's do Jalen Wright to Tua. And let's do Pat Bryant on the other side of that Chiefs Week 17 game. Why not? And what do you guys think? I don't think we need... What do you guys think? Should we get another quarterback or tight end? We have Mahomes, Tua. We have JT, Pacheco, Scatabo, Spears, Wright. We have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Rashee Rice, Waddle, Cedric Tillman, Pat Bryant, Travis Kelce, David Njoku for a 2-5-6-2 right now. How do we land this plan? We go 2-7-7-2, 2-6-8-2. Do we go 3-6-7-2? What are you guys thinking? Because I don't think it's obvious. I don't know if that's a crazy thing to say, but I don't think it's obvious. Is Tillman much different from the round 17 to 18 darts? I think he's a little different. I think he showed some stuff down the stretch last year. For weekly winners, I stack like 1 or 2 weeks to have most of my players the rest of the weeks. I assume you mean bye weeks? Yeah, I'm all over the Jaguars. Top 3 defenses, vote them out. My home league with my high school buddies, we still have defenses, and I'm fine with it. Kamara cost me a championship because of that 5 yeah, dude. I mean, anyone, if anybody out there beat Kamara on that day in their championship, I would love to see it. What do you mean it's wrong? It's August and I can't stall anymore. What do you mean by that? What do you mean I can't stall? Kamara Christmas won me my first league championship. Yep. A lot of that year. I think that was the first Best Ball Mania that year. And I think that was the year Herzig won it with Kamara on his team. I could be wrong there. You've refused to draft him since? Am I going to stream my home league draft this year? Probably not, but we'll see. Probably not, but we'll see, is what I would say. Tyler Shuck, Brandon Cooks backstack? Maybe. Is this best ball? Yeah, it's best ball. I think Mike Evans could be a league winner depending on Godwin's injury. That's actually a good take. People aren't talking enough about, like, and look, I'm part of the problem. I'm moving Emeka Egbuka up the more Godwin bad news we get, but we should also be moving Mike Evans up. I have Mike Evans right now at 41st. 41st overall. Where do you go in this draft? 35th. All right, so maybe I got to move him up. We got Jeremy Schoen in here. What's up? That's a name I recognize. All right, I got to decide what we're doing with this pick. I think we take Jalen Royals. He's been getting some buzz. And then I think we take... Let's go Woody Marks. Fuck it. So that's probably going to do it at running back. Right, JT, Pacheco, Scatabo, Tyjae Spears, Jalen Wright, Woody Marks. I mean, we could probably add another one there. I think this is a 2-7-7-2. I think so. Like, I'm looking at the tight end room. I think Kelsey and Njoku's fine. I think Mahomes, Tua is probably fine. If it's not a running back here, wide receivers Chase T, Rashi Waddle, Cedric Tillman, Pat Bryant. A little thin, but I like Jamar Chase and kind of a random bunch of others. You could talk me into a quarterback here, but I don't like any of the options late. Yeah, no. Can't talk me into a quarterback here. If there was going to be a quarterback, it had to be at the 14-15 turn. Yeah. Had to be here. But I'm fine with it. I think Mahomes Tua is absolutely fine. Okay, life's been treating you well. Thank you, man. Is mocks are entertaining? I hope so. So the Cup hate is overblown. Think he still bangs this year. Hey, yo. The Cup thing's so tough, man. I have serious concerns, and it sucks because I would love to draft JSN. I'd love to draft more Kenneth Walker. But, I have some real concerns about the Seahawks offense. Like if you're relying on Sam Darnold and a patched together offensive line for your offense, I think you're going to have a bad time. And if Darnold gets pulled and it's Jalen Milroe time, that whole passing offense tanks. So I don't know. No, I agree, Ross. Like this guy at the 12 spot, I was hoping, I go Chase Higgins thinking that we'll get Burrow to come back at 72. Instead, this guy just takes Burrow. Does he take a Bengal at any point? No. There's not a single Bengal on this team. Or Mike Gesicki, okay. And I will say, look, I'm not the kind of guy, like, people love to get mad about that. I'm not going to get mad. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, too, brother. You said, is there data that shows pulling guys up out of ADP for uniqueness is a benefit? I don't know if there's data behind it, but it's just more intuitive. That you just don't want to have the same team as everybody else. But I also think there's a diminishing return, You don't want to pull up a guy 24 spots. But I think that there is some merit to like me at this 25 spot here. Instead of taking T. Higgins, going for someone on the other side of the board over here. So maybe like Lamar Jackson, like Jamar Chase, JT, Lamar Jackson. That's something that's probably like a little bit rare. And I don't think you can go wrong with an elite quarterback there, so that's what I'm thinking. Pulled HN off waivers his rookie year and have had him ever since. I always crush our consolation bracket. All right. All right, last pick. Shit, I still haven't decided. I think this is going to be a running back. Yeah, we'll go running back. I'm trying to lean more into it this year. Let's think. KC, Miami. Sean Tucker out there? Yeah, let's go Sean Tucker. Bang. That is the final team. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Mahomes, Tua, JT, Pacheco, Scatabo, Tyjae Spears, Jalen Wright, Woody Marks, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Rashi Rice, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Tillman, Pat Bryant, Jalen Royals, Travis Kelce, David, and Njoku. Here is the draft board. Oh. But I told you guys this was going to be a quick one. I got to run to my buddy's graduation party. We will have Don't quote me on it. Tomorrow might be a high stakes stream. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to do one very soon. I will say, as always, if you want to draft Underdog with us, use promo code ROUND to match your first deposit up to $1,000. You can find the link, top of the live chat, pinned to the top of the comments below, top of the description, all of that good stuff. And I will have my top 200 PPR rankings tiered, checklist, targets, fades, all on the Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart, sometime tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be streaming here tomorrow. And I will say, I think we're going to try and get a video out tomorrow as well. So lots of things going on, lots of work to get done. But this is what we do it for. It's August. And I'll see you guys in the next one.